Assalamualaikum and good day everyone. I am Hassan by Norfi M and I will be discussing the problem solving and creativity. But before we discuss the frameworks, let's first answer this question. Can creativity help us solve everyday problems? Why or why not? Yes, the answer is yes. Creativity is not only about drawing, painting, singing, or even making art. It is actually the ability to think of new ideas or different ways to solve problems. Every day, we face different problems. Sometimes we don't have enough money. We forget our assignments, we experience traffic, or we need to finish many school tasks at once. Instead of giving up, creativity helps us think of different solutions. For instance, imagine your phone battery is only 2%, but you still need it for your online class. There is no outlet nearby. Instead of saying, I can't attend class, you think of other solutions. Like you borrow a power bank from a friend, you lower your phone brightness, you turn on battery saver mode, you ask your classmate to record the discussion, or you move to a place where you can charge your phone. This example of using creativity to solve a simple everyday problem. So, creativity helps us become flexible thinkers instead of giving up immediately. So, this is our learning objective. At the end of the discussion, the student can explain the 4 dimensions of the Torrance framework for creative thinking, fluency, flexibility, elaboration, and originality, and their roles in generating creative ideas. Apply the creative problem solving CPS process and Branspold's ideal model to analyze and solve real-life problems systematically. And evaluate different problem solving strategies and select the most appropriate and creative solution for a given situation. So I hope we can meet these objectives. So let's proceed to Torrance framework for creative thinking in 1979. Developed by E. Paul Torrance, this framework explains the 4 key skills involved in creative thinking, which are fluency, flexibility, elaboration, and originality. So this framework was developed by E. Paul Torrance, who is often called the father of creativity. He believed that creativity is a skill that everyone can develop, not just artists or inventors. So according to Torrance, there are 4 important creative thinking skills. These are fluency, flexibility, elaboration, and originality. Each skill helps us solve problems in different ways. Okay, so let us now proceed to fluency. Okay. Fluency is perceiving many ideas or possible solutions to a problem. Focuses on understanding rather than memorization. So fluency means producing many ideas or many possible solutions to one problem. The goal is quantity first, not quality. Instead of thinking of only one answer, you think of as many answers as possible. People with good fluency don't stop after the first idea. For instance, the problem is you are late for school. So the possible ideas of that is you wake up earlier tomorrow. You prepare your school bag at night. You set 2 alarm clocks. You ask your family member to woke you up. And you sleep early. So instead of thinking of only one solution, we think of many possible solutions. That is fluency. The keywords of that is list, identify, describe, explain, compare, predict, and summarize. So list is you are writing or mention several items, like you are listing everything that you need before going to school, like notebook, pen, ID, lunch, water bottle, or umbrella. Identifies you are recognizing or pointing out something, like you are identifying 3 things causing your room to be messy, like clothes, books, and shoes. Next, describe. So this is what something is like. You are telling what something is like for example, describing your favorite teacher, like kind, patient, and explains lesson clearly. Next, explain. So this is why or how something happens. For example, you explain why students should study. Because studying helps us gain knowledge and pass our exam. That is explain. Next, compare. So this is the similarities and differences, like for example, comparing online learning and face-to-face learning. So they both help students learn, but face-to-face allows more interaction. That is compare. Next is predict. So predict, this is what we guess may happen in the future. Like for example, if you don't review for the exam, what will happen? That can be answered A. You might get a low score. That is predict. Last is summarize. So summarize tells the main idea in a short way. Like for example, the summarize of the lesson, summarize of the short story, like that. Next, example activities. List many uses of a clothes hanger, like hang clothes, hang bags, dry wet clothes, organize belt. Yes, like that. Next, name things that are red, like for example, apple, rose, fire truck, stop sign, tomato, strawberry, like that. Label parts of a picture, like for example, if the picture is a tree, label the roots, trunk, branches, leaves, and roots. And that is example activities, and that all of that is a part of fluency. So let us now proceed to flexibility. Flexibility, thinking from different perspectives, generating different types of ideas and approaches. So flexibility means looking at a problem from different perspectives. Instead of using the same way every time, we are willing to change our thinking. So for example, if fluency asks, how many ideas can I think of? Then the flexibility asks, how many different kinds of ideas can I think of? That is the difference. Okay, so for instance, your group cannot meet because one member is sick. Instead of saying, we cannot continue, you think differently, because the possible approaches that you think is, or the perspectives, you meet online, you divide the work individually, you ask another member to present, you change the meeting schedule, or you use Messenger or Google Meet. This is very important because life doesn't always go according to plan. So people who think flexibly can adjust easily when problems change. Okay, so let us now proceed to keywords. So the keywords there is change, demonstrate, distinguish, employ, extrapolate, interpolate, interpret, predict. So that is the keywords of flexibility. Okay, so let me explain the extrapolate and interpolate because it is new to us. So extrapolate is prediction of what may happen based on what you already know. Like for example, if it has been raining for several days, we can predict that flooding may happen. On the other hand, interpolate is the estimate missing information between known facts. For example, if the school canteen sells about 50 lunches at 11 a.m. and 70 at 1 p.m., you can estimate it sells around 60 at noon. That is the difference between extrapolate and interpolate. So let us now proceed to example activities. So what if there were no automobile? So the possible answer of that is more bicycles, more walking, less pollution, more trains, or longer travels. Next is, how would you feel if you were invisible? The possible answer of that is you were excited, curious, lonely, scared, or responsibility. So next is group red objects into categories. Like for example, fruit, like apple or strawberry, cherry. So that is flexibility. So let us now proceed to elaboration. Elaboration is expanding an idea by adding details and explanation. It makes ideas clearer and more interesting. So elaboration means adding details to make an idea clearer, stronger, and more complete. Instead of giving a short answer, you explain it fully. For instance, if someone says, our classroom should be cleaner, that's the good. But if you elaborate more and adds details, you say, our classroom should be cleaner by assigning weekly cleaners, providing more trash bins, reminding students not to litter, and organizing monthly cleanup activities. So now the idea is more useful because it includes details. It is very important because the ideas become easier to understand when we explain them well. So good ideas need details before they can be used. Here's the keywords: appraise, critique, determine, evaluate, grade, judge, measure, select, and test. So let's proceed to example activities. So first is describe a family trip with details. So you explain that my family went to Davao during the summer. We visited park, ate local food, took many pictures, and stayed there for 3 days. Explain how to improve an object, of course, and describes the characteristics of a red wagon. So the last one is originality. Originality, producing unique, creative, or unusual ideas. Creating something new by combining or modifying ideas. Okay, it means the word itself, original. It is the unique of individuals. Yes, the unusual ideas of the people. So originality means thinking of unique, uncommon, or new ideas instead of copying what everyone else does. You create something different. It doesn't have to be completely new to the world. It can simply be a fresh or creative idea. For example, everyone decorates their project using ordinary colored paper, but you decided to use recycled materials, add QR codes, create pop-up designs, or make interactive parts. So your project becomes different from the others. That is originality. Originality have many keywords like compose, create, design, generate, integrate, modify, rearrange, reconstruct, reorganize, revise. An example activities: find a new use for an object. Yes, so for example, a plastic bottle can become a flower vase, a pencil holder, or a plant pot. Design a better product. Yes, design a school bag with a built-in phone charger and rain cover. Give an unusual title to a topic. So instead of my summer vacation, but you used my adventure under the summer sun. It is very unique or unusual. So that is the 4 creative thinking skills. Before we proceed to the next topic, I want to answer this question. Have you ever thought of many different ways to solve one problem? This question encourages everyone to reflect on their own experiences. When we think of several possible solutions instead of just one, we are using creative thinking. So let us now proceed to creative problem solving, CPS. Is a structured process for solving problems creatively and practically. It was developed by Alex Osborne in the 1950s. So the goal here is generate innovative and useful solution. So creative problem solving, or CPS, was developed by Alex Osborne in the 1950s. It is a step-by-step process that helps us solve problems creatively and practically. Instead of rushing to one answer, we first understand the problem, think of many ideas, choose the best one, and put it into action. The goal of CPS is to generate solutions that are both creative and useful. There are 6 stages of CPS. Number 1 is mess finding. Identify concerns of opportunities. So, mess finding is the first stage where we identify a concern, challenge, or opportunity that needs attention. Sometimes we know something is wrong, but we are not yet sure what the real problem is. For instance, you notice that your group project is not progressing well. Some members are not participating, and the deadline is getting closer. At this point, you only recognize that there is a problem. The next one is data finding. Gather relevant information. So data finding means collecting information and facts about the situation before making any decisions. So for instance, you ask your group members why they have not finished their tasks. One member has internet problems, another has family responsibilities, and another misunderstood the instructions. These facts help you understand the situation better. The next one is problem finding. Clearly define the real problem. So, problem finding is identifying the real cause of the problem, not just the symptoms. So, the word itself, we are finding the problem. Yes. So, for instance, at first, you think the problem is that your classmates are lazy. But after collecting information, you realize the real problem is poor communication and unclear task assignments. So, this is important because if we solve the wrong problem, our solution won't be effective. The next one is idea finding. Brainstorm many possible solutions. Yes, idea finding is brainstorming as many possible solutions as possible without judging them immediately. So for example, your group suggests several solutions like chat, assign specific tasks to each member, set mini deadlines, meet after class, use Google Docs so everyone can work together online. Next is solution finding. Evaluate and choose the best solution. So solution finding means evaluating all the ideas and selecting the most practical and effective one. So for example, after discussing the ideas, your group decides to create a group chat, assign clear responsibilities, and set deadlines because these solutions are easy to do and will improve communication. The last one is acceptance finding. Plan and implement the chosen solution. So, acceptance finding is creating a plan to put the chosen solution into action and making sure it succeeds. So, for example, your group creates a schedule, assigns responsibilities, reminds each members of deadlines, and checks everyone's progress every 2 days. So after following the plans, everyone submits their works on time. It is very important because the best solution is useless if we never apply it. So that is the 6 stages of CPS. So again, before we proceed to the next topic, I want to answer this question. Have you ever solved a problem step by step instead of rushing into it? Yes, this question reminds us that solving problems carefully often leads to better results than making quick decisions without thinking. So let us now proceed to the next topic. Bransford's ideal model. A 5-step model for effective problem solving. So, another model that helps us solve problems is Bransford's ideal model. It was developed by John Bransford and his colleagues. Unlike solving problems based only on emotions or guesses, this model encourages us to think carefully and logically before making decisions. The word ideal is an acronym where each letter represents one step in the problem-solving process. The first one is I. Identify the problem. The first step is to recognize that there is a problem and understand what is happening. We become aware that something is preventing us from achieving our goal. We simply ask ourselves, what is the problem? You notice that your grades are getting lower than usual. Instead of ignoring it, you recognize that your academic performance has become a problem. So the next one is D. Define the problem. So after identifying the problem, we analyze it more carefully to understand its causes. This helps us avoid solving only the symptoms instead of the real issues. In this step, we ask ourselves, why is this happening? We try to find the root cause of the problem instead of making assumptions. The next is E. Explore possible solutions. So think of different ways to solve the problem. At this stage, we should consider several options before choosing one. We don't stop at the first idea that comes to mind. We brainstorm different solutions and think about the advantages and disadvantages of each one. So the next is A. Act on the best strategy. So after comparing all the possible solutions, choose the most effective one and put it into action. So the last is L. Look back and evaluate the results. So the final step is to check whether the solution worked. If it did not, we improve it or try another strategy. So, kapag may isang step na sa ideal model na hindi nagawa, the problem may still be solved, but the solution may not be the most effective or long-lasting because each step is connected and plays an important role in the process. Together, They help us understand the problem, find the best solution, put it into action, and evaluate whether it really works. So, Bransford's ideal model teaches us that effective problem solving is not about making quick decisions. It is about identifying the problem, understanding its cause, exploring different solutions, taking action, and evaluating the results. By following these 5 steps, we can make better decisions, learn from our experiences, and solve everyday problems more effectively. Okay, to conclude, the Torrance framework teaches us 4 important creative thinking skills. Fluency helps us generate many ideas. Flexibility helps us look at the problems from different perspectives. Elaboration teaches us to improve ideas by adding useful details. And originality encourages us to create unique and innovative solutions. The creative problem solving (CPS) model guides us through a structured process of identifying problems, gathering information, brainstorming ideas, choosing the best solution, and putting it into action. Similarly, Bransford's ideal model reminds us to identify, define, explore, act, and evaluate our solutions. Together, these approaches help us become more creative, critical, and effective problem solvers in school, at home, and in everyday life. And that's all. Thank you. Once again, I am by Norvi M. Hassan.